This is the final week of our hypertension practice. This is our 6th week. So if you have not taken the opportunity yet to measure your blood pressure before we start, I invite you to do that. And then keep your cuff close by. So if you need to pause the video, feel free to do so. And then go ahead and gather some props. And again, if you need to pause the video, we'll use some kind of pillow or support. Just have a pillow from the couch, a blanket, maybe more than one if you like a little extra to cover yourself with. If you would like an eye pillow or a washcloth or something you can place gently over the eyes, that can help with our relaxation response. And you also might like to have something that is stable. If you have a block, that's great. If you don't, you could use a book or a couple of books. You could also use a small box or basket that is flat. And the last thing we're going to use is some wall space or a chair. So we will do our legs up the wall pose. There's a lot of different ways to do this. So if you are going to practice like in your bed or somewhere where you maybe don't have access to the wall, maybe just grab some extra pillows to stack your legs up on. We just want to get them elevated above the rest of the body. So take a moment to gather up what you need. Make sure you're comfortable. And then settle in comfortably if you are okay in a seated position. And we are going to come into our mudra. We'll simply fold the middle finger into the thumb, and then we'll let the rest of the fingers relax. So your hands could rest on your knees if they are accessible. They could rest on your lap or your legs or wherever feels best for you. We'll take a moment here to go ahead and just close the eyes, noticing the breath as it moves in and out of the body. If you're comfortable doing so, we will begin to count our inhales and try to match our exhales with it. So if our inhale is 3 or 4 counts, our exhale will also be 3 or 4 counts. So if you'd like to add a mantra for this week, some options might be, I trust my instincts. I am pure. I am filled with radiant light. So we'll continue to hold that mudra and letting our breath change to our ujjayi breath, which we did practice last week. So that's where we inhale through the nose, we just gently constrict the throat. And then for some, it's a more audible exhale, kind of that Darth Vader or seashell breath. So go ahead and practice that a few rounds on your own. And if you remember from last week, moving that energy in our throat chakra is great if you're practicing the time of year when I'm recording this, which is May, because we tend to have a lot of pollen and allergens floating in the air. It's also great for when you feel that you need to feel empowered, or you're struggling to speak your truth, or maybe you have something you need to get off your chest. So it's a great breath practice. It's also very grounding. Feel free to add it anytime. You can do that virtually anywhere. And we'll move from here into our child's pose. So we are going to use some sort of prop, maybe the book, or if you would rather, you can use your hands. We're just going to rest our third eye, so right between our eyebrows, just a little above that. So as we find the comfortable child's pose for your body, make those adjustments or modifications. You can rest your forehead, bringing that third eye into contact with your support. And if you prefer instead to use your fist, you can stack your fists on top of each other. So when you're ready to do so, we'll gently release from this pose. So letting the head come up first, supporting ourselves with our hands. And from here, we are going to find our restorative fish pose. But at this time, we're going to start to work our way to the floor. So if you have any of your props that aren't very close that you need to grab, or your blood pressure cuff, because we will not really be getting back up after this. Some people like to just stay down once they get down. So we're going to make our way first to our restorative fish. If you'd like to use your blanket, you can roll it up and bring it right behind the sternum and recline back on that. Our focus here is we're just getting the heart to be the highest position in the body. So if you do need a little extra support for your head, you could still cushion it with a block or your pillow. Another option is to use your pillow with or without the support of that blanket, depending on how high you'd like to be. So for some of us, we're okay with letting that head fall back and the chin kind of fall open. For others, we need to keep the head a little more supported, so we use other props to do so. And just invite the heart center to relax and to soften, and we'll melt down. If you're comfortable letting the hands rotate to the sky so that the palms are facing up, that will help turn the shoulders open a little bit more. A little gentle relaxation across the heart center. And of course, letting your legs move to a comfortable position. If that is lengthened or slightly bent, or maybe supported by a pillow. And again, we will settle into our breath, closing our eyes, enjoying the space.
And I always think it's easier to simply shimmy off your props and move to the side a little bit to pull that blanket and pillow out, but it's whatever is the most comfortable way for you to get there. Our next pose is just going to be a reclined position, however you feel most comfortable. You might have the head supported or the knees supported. And we're just going to add a little extra weight to the belly. So if you wanted to place that folded up blanket on the belly, you can, maybe the hands. If you have a block or a book and you wanted to rest that either directly on the belly or use something soft in between, you can. And our belly is where so many of the receptors of our vagus nerve reside, and that is a big part of stimulating our natural response system, our natural relaxation system. So that's one of the reasons we're just trying to stimulate that area. Find a little bit of awareness. And you can also really see those deep belly breaths when you do have something on your belly. So decide what feels best for you. It might be as simple as just resting the hands there. And we'll let our awareness reside in that belly breath. So really finding that expansion with our inhale and that release, that drawing down with our exhale. So let's invite a few more breaths in this space with the added pressure on the belly. And then we will find a supported spinal twist. So if you'd like to roll gently to one side just a bit, you can. I'm going to stack my blanket and pillow and let my top leg just come to rest there. So you may feel that you need to adjust your stack to be a little more comfortable. You may feel that you want to roll more to your side, or you may be comfortable continuing to lie flat on your back. So go ahead and decide, make those adjustments. We'll do both sides here in just a moment, and then let your arms support you in a way that feels good for you. So we'll use an inhale to gently lift and support that leg as we bring it back into alignment with the rest of the body. And then when you're ready, we'll simply switch sides. So it's easiest to move your props to the opposite side, but you might be in a position where you need to move your whole body around. That's fine too. We'll create that height that works for you, lifting the leg and letting it come down to find support on your blanket or pillow or whatever feels best. And of course, letting your arms be wherever you need them. And again, using an inhale to gently release the leg, drawing it back to center. So as we make our way to our last pose, I'll give you several options. We are going to try to create some energy and awareness in our crown chakra, which is the top of our head. We're also going to offer ourselves support for our feet and the lower part of our legs to encourage that energy balancing in our root chakra. So if you need anything under your low back, feel free to place that there. I am going to use my block, which is where, again, you could use a book or a basket, and actually Einstein keeps climbing on top of my head, so I've got that there. And you could also press your head against a wall. So you might want to press pause, take some time to get into the position that feels best for you. We're not wanting to create uncomfortable pressure, but just enough sensation that we can feel something there. And then I'm going to do legs up the wall with my chair. Of course, you could do the wall or something else. So go ahead and find those props that you might need. Give yourself those extra layers if you need them. Maybe use your eye pillow here. Go ahead and have your blood pressure cuff close by, because this will be our last pose before Shavasana. So I'm just going to place that block right above the head. So I can feel it, but it's not causing any pressure or pain, just sensation. And we may need to make adjustments too with the legs. For some of us, the legs directly at the wall doesn't feel great. So we can scoot ourselves away a little bit, bend the knees, we can press the feet into the wall. If we have our legs on the chair, we may decide a couch is a great place to put them too. We may decide we want a blanket or a pillow under them. So this is a nice place to stay for Shavasana if you would like to spend your relaxation here. If you want to make little adjustments so you're a little more comfortable, you can. Or you might have another pose that you like. You might want to climb in bed. You might want to put on some socks or cover up. I am going to sit up simply because I'm going to read a guided meditation, but your job here is to let your body be free of any work except breathing. So we want to make sure that we're warm enough, that we're relaxed enough. If we have areas that need extra support, we offer that to them. So we use props to kind of fill in spaces. So you may have somewhere that needs that today. If you'd like to place the washcloth or an eye pillow over your eyes, you can. You can bring your awareness back to your mantra as well. So just focus on the inhales and the exhales. With each breath, feel the anxieties and tensions dissolving away bit by bit. Maybe you are able to lengthen the breath just a little bit. And in doing so, you can extend those moments where you find clarity and balance. Maybe we begin to bring awareness to the base of the spine. And maybe we imagine a red light or ball spinning there, perhaps moving one direction on the inhale and the opposite direction on the exhale. Just relaxing, feeling the natural flow of the breath and letting that revolution match. And maybe telling yourself, I am safe and secure. And then letting that light or energy slide up the spine just a bit. So it's between the belly button and the sacrum. And this time maybe it's an orange light, spinning one direction on your inhale, reversing on your exhale. Maybe that light rotates smoothly with no resistance. And maybe telling yourself, I experience joy and creativity. Shifting that awareness into the abdominal area, just below the ribs. Imagining a light or ball, the color of the sun, a warm yellow. And as we imagine that revolution, saying to yourself, I am confident, I am radiant. Letting the revolution be steady like a metronome, back and forth.
And we'll move that light into the heart, in the center of the chest. Maybe now it's green. It revolves with smooth, easy rotation. Inhaling one direction, exhaling the other. Maybe saying to yourself, I am love. Breathing in, breathing out. And moving towards our throat chakra and the center of the neck. Envisioning that light or ball to be a bright blue, rotating easily, no resistance at all. Moving in a natural flow, bringing you a sense of calm that washes over the entire body. Maybe you say to yourself, I speak my truth. Breathing in, breathing out. Moving towards the third eye, located at the center of the forehead. And this space is illuminated with the color indigo, like a deep evening sky. As it revolves and you continue to find steady, even breaths, perhaps you say to yourself, I see the bigger picture. Breathing in, breathing out. It's now time to bring that awareness to the crown of the head. Perhaps you're able to see a clear, white-colored light. You rotate the ball clockwise with the breath, and then moving in the opposite direction. Maybe repeating to yourself, I am grateful for all of the good things and the people in my life. Maybe you began a mantra stating I am and filling it with the thoughts and words that you need to hear. Letting yourself be filled with a sensation of balance and a colorful blend of harmony that moves throughout the entire body. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling balanced and grounded. Feel free to stay here as long as you would like. When you do decide it is time to begin moving, If you're measuring your blood pressure, go ahead and do that first while you're still in that relaxed state. And then take as long as you need to find gentle movement and gradually arise and reawaken. Namaste.